All right, welcome to music lesson. I'm doing this video for my students who are learning music, and by extension, all members of the faith who want to learn a little something about music theory. So this is for you. All right, we're gonna start off today by looking at musical notes. All right, that's what we're gonna start off with. Musical notes. All right, so when we think about music, most of the time, the average Jamaican, I'd say, thinks about sounds. Think about hearing a song, or think about hearing musical instruments playing, something enjoyable, something pleasant to the ear. Now, musical sounds can also be written, and it can be written in a manner that we can understand, much like English words. So then we want to look at music as sort of a language. So there is spoken language, there's written language, and there's audible language. So musically speaking, we can hear music, we can express music, and we can write music. So what we are aiming for is for all these elements to come together. All right, so on the screen I have the keys of the piano. So when I play a key, you notice it turns to blue. By the way, I'm using a software here called MuseScore. Now, you would notice that there are black keys and there are white keys. All right, so the black keys have two names. They're called sharps and they're called flats. And the white keys are called naturals. All right, you may need to grab a pen if you have no prior knowledge of this. You may need to grab a pen and make some notes. And you can feel free to rewind the video and pause it as you take your notes. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to be moving a little bit fast, so feel free to rewatch the video. Now, the notes on the piano, or the keys on the piano, are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet, namely A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Good? So those are the first 7 letters of the alphabet. Let me write this sentence on the screen. Musical notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet, namely A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and the final one is G. All right, musical notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet, and that will be from A to G. I'm going to just create some, there we go, create some more space so you can see the words. Feel free to go ahead, screenshot that, write it off, whatever will help you to remember that. So on the piano we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, can you guess what's going to happen next? If I continue going, what would be the name of this key? Put your answer in the comments. Let me pause. So let me go again. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The question is, what's the next note that's coming after G? Answer is, you got that right, A. So we go back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What do we do after that? A again, B, C, and you get the gist. It keeps repeating. It's like an ongoing loop. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. That's the names of the keys of the piano. Now you would notice that you are seeing C on some of the keys. So then, C is located to the left of the two black keys. Why did I say two black keys? You're seeing a lot of black keys. Why did I just decide two? Because the black keys are in groups. Notice there are two black keys here, and then there are three. So they are grouped. Twos, threes, twos, threes. Doesn't matter how long the piano is, that's the general idea. Black keys are in groups of twos and threes, twos and threes, until they decide to just stop. Okay, so if you want to find C, you look for the group of two black keys, and then the white key that is directly to the left of that group is your C. So this is C, this is another C, that's another C, and so on. So whenever you go to a piano again, or a keyboard, take a look for the groups of black keys, for the groups of two black keys, and that white one that's on the left, that's your C. So, take note of the descriptions I'm about to give you. C is to the left of the two black keys. D is in the middle of the two black keys. E is to the right of the two black keys. F is to the left of the three black keys. B is to the right of the three black keys. What can we say about G? G is to the right of the first of the three black keys. A is to the right of the second of the three black keys. Okay, so that's how we are able to name the keys. C, E, E, F, G, A, B, C. And as a matter of fact, if you can play that, you would have already started playing the C major scale. Listen to this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's do it backwards. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So if you're interested in singing, or you're interested in playing a musical instrument, this is good for you, either way. Alright? Now, how do we name the black keys? Well, we give the name of the white key plus an additional sign, and that gives us the name of the black key. So, for example, this one, as we said, is C. To the right of C, we would call this one C sharp. We have D. To the right of D, what do we call this one? You got it? D sharp. E and F. To the right of F, we have F sharp. It's G. To the right of G, we have G sharp. A. To the right of A, we have A sharp. etc. All right. Do you have any questions so far? Put your questions in the comments, and we'll try to respond to you next time. All right. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about today, I'm just going to introduce you to it very quickly because we're almost out of time. I'm going to introduce you to the concept of notating sounds, long sounds, short sounds. Okay, so I'm going to remove this from the screen. You can always rewind the video to see that again. Now, let's look at notes. If we want to notate a long sound, we can use that note. Looks like a circle, sort of. Sphere. Well, not a sphere, but, egg-shaped circle. That's called a whole note. Alright? So let me write that. This is called a whole note. It's also called semibrieve. Oops, pressing the wrong thing here. I beg your pardon. Let's go back, undo that. Semibrieve. Okay, this thing is not cooperating with me at all. Trying to write the word semibrieve, but it's doing something on its own. That's not good. Okay, there we got it. Alright, next we have another type of note, and it looks like this. So it has that circular part, but it has a stem attached to the side. But the circular part is pretty much open, like you can see through it. So this type of note is called, can anybody guess? It's called a half note. Another name for the half note is the minim. Let's do another type of note. This note in fact, what I'm going to do here, this one, I'm going to raise it up. Okay. So, just a circle, whole note, open circle, and a stem, half note, a shaded circle, and a stem. This is called, who can tell me the what's a half of a half? If I have a half and I divide it by 2, I'm left with what? Quarter. So this is called a quarter note. And another name for this is crotchet. And let's do another one. We're perhaps not going to do all of them today, but let's do another one. Now this one has the circle that's shaded. So the circle is shaded. It has the stem, and it has also a little flag on the side. This one is called, what's a half of a quarter? Who can tell me what's a half of a quarter? Any bright spark out there that's good at mathematics? Half of a quarter is 1/8. 1/8. So this note is called eighth note. EIGHTH. Eighth note. And another name for the eighth note is the quaver. Okay. So, what is the difference between these types of notes? The whole note gets 4 counts. The half note gets only 2 counts. The crotchet gets 1 count. The eighth note only gets half of a count. And another one I'm going to do, the final one I'm going to do, this is shaded, has a stem on the side, but now it has two flags attached to the stem. And never mind these other symbols, these are rests. We'll talk about that another time. Alright, so just focus on the round part with the stem and the flag. So this is called, you can tell me what's the name of this one. Let's do some mathematics. Half of an eighth is what? That's right, 16th note. And another name for the 16th note is the semiquaver. Semibrieve, minim, crotchet, quaver, semiquaver, or whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. That's all we're going to cover for today. Now, what I'm going to do is, in order to get rid of these rests, I'm going to have to complete the bar. So all of this area is called the bar or the measure. Now, for this first note, the whole note, we only need one whole note. Why? Because each bar, mathematically speaking, must contain 4 counts. Okay? Now, because the whole note by itself values 4 counts, so you will keep this note down and you would count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were singing, you would go ah, ah. That would be a long sound for 4 counts. However, for the minim, it would get only 2 counts. Ah, ah. Okay, so let's put some more information here. Four counts. 2 counts. 1 count. Half of a count. And quarter of a count. So, if each measure must value 4, but this note only gets 2 counts, what do I need to do to complete this measure? I need to have 2 half notes, because 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now the next measure, where I have the quaver, where I have the crotchet or the quarter note, the third measure, the quarter note or the crotchet only gets 1 count, but the entire measure needs to add up to 4. So what do I need to do to complete this measure? I need to add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So now in total, I have 4 crotchets. Each crotchet gets 1 count. So when I have 4 crotchets or 4 quarter notes, it completes 4 counts in that measure. Who can tell me how many quavers or how many quavers or how many eighth notes do I need to have in the next measure to make complete 4 counts? Drop your comments. The correct answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to have 8 eighth notes or 8 quavers to give me a total of 4 counts, because each quaver gets only half of a count. So I need to have 8 halves to make 1 whole. Now for all my mathematical students who are studying math this might be a very good exercise for you, especially if you're studying and practicing fractions. Now let's go to the 16th note quickly. 16th note, or the semiquaver, each note values just a quarter of a count. Now we know that a quarter is half of a half. In other words, it takes 2 quarters to make a half, and it takes 2 halves to make a whole. So, what should we do in this case? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So it takes 16 16th notes, or 16 semiquavers, to complete 4 counts. We could say it takes 16 semiquavers to give us 1 whole note. It takes 2 half notes to give us 1 whole note. It takes 4 quarter notes to give us 1 whole note. It takes 8 eighth notes to give us 1 whole note. That's it for today's class. I hope you learned something. Leave me a comment in the comment section, and make sure you subscribe and look out for more